Yes, good morning, my people. How are you today? Today is Random Cat Talk Thursday. Can speak the Oli Studio Naina Joli. Today we are going to use a different route. And you guys will see something new that you probably haven't seen in the past few days. Good morning, Muyombia Mark, Patrick, Rio Poultry Farm. Wish is easy as another gamba. Jamani wasinga like asinga obe Ethiopia oba Somali. Balinga bagamba bavuge wish. Of course mulimu Morocco and wish ziringe ziri kulayini wano. Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm, Triple M, Hashim, Ronald Muchwa, Tusime Eddie Omeja Moses, Paul Sema VIP, Travel Live Vlog, John's Info, Asire Ozamo Santu. I hope you guys are doing well today. Eno tulirudawa ira mumanyi yo. Nathan J Sekaja and mwena abaka yingira ku broadcast abali mu Kamoli. I hope you guys are doing well today. Tuli ku Gaba Road olwaleero. I'm sure there are people that have never been on Gaba Road. Nganange bwenyine ngudo zisigendangako. I am sure there are people that have not been on Gaba Road. Gataina na kyanonyayo. I remember in the past people used to go to Gaba Road to go to Gaba Beach. You get? But these days people have a lot of places to go and eat their money. That Gaba Road is not a place that people go a lot. People used to go to Gaba Road ngabagende Gaba ku beach okulya ekyennyanja. Tumuhimbise Ivan Jr. good morning. Ngabagenda Gaba okulya ekyennyanja. And I also happen to know that this place floods one way tuli. Enkuba bwetonya obulungi, this place floods. Yeah, so guys, today mbadde nga ndowooza nengane tulina okukola ennyo nyina essomero lye nagenzeeko eggulu omwana nga yeevuga, omwana wa high school, saalabye nno babiri, omu yabadde ne kapasoke, okitegeera kugamba nga omwana ajja ku ssomero nga yeevuga, bw'ava mu class he gets his bag n'ateeka mu motoka n'avuga n'avaawo. Now that's a kind of life that most of us never experienced, but I'm thinking we can probably work hard and get some of these things for our kids, even if they don't get it in high school because it might not be legal, but maybe they could get it. Katuitene walala lero bana guys, katuitene walala luli twamalayo Gaba Road lero katuite wano. This is Chiwafu, yeah, nakoma dokozesa ekkubo lino lyetugenda okukozesa, but I've used it before and I know when I was at campus we even did a show at one of the schools, one of the primary schools that are located in this area. Yeah, so and I think I also looked for a gig this side. So guys, tukole nnyo. I think we need to be really innovative. We need to be innovative kwe kuyiya, tulina okuyiiya ennyo, but we also need to be calculative kwe kubala, tulina okubala. St. Lawrence head prefect drives too. He has an office too. St. Lawrence, so we need to work. I think at St. Lawrence, I think head prefect bamuwa emotoka angesomero, but I'm thinking there are parents that actually give their kids cars. Umwana bawewezeze emyaka 18, he goes for driving lessons, they get a driving license, and they give them a car for them to be driving to school, which I find to be a very good thing. We were not able to get it as we grew up, but I'm thinking some of us want to give our kids what we did not get, and somehow tuamukire wano linekubo lyafa bweriti, and somehow I think this road is like this because you're technically not allowed to construct a road. The government is the only entity allowed to construct roads. Yeah, but otherwise banabantu bali bade basobola okwekolera ekkubo lyabwe. I remember ngenda baraga akasomero, one of the schools where I did a show a long time ago, I think around 2011 or 2012 we did a show nga tukyakola emizannyo eno eja primary schools. We did Chintu and Nambi, Kipiri and Labongo, and then we had another play called Kabogoza's Tales. That's an internal play. Now this is the school. It's called Kansanga Hill Primary. It's one of those schools that gave us a platform to come and perform for their kids. And by the way, for twakulirangizo show msomero, fetu asoko kucharginga sente nyingi. You guys that went to school during my time would remember you guys used to pay 300 shillings for shows. Fetu asoko kucharginga enusu olukumi in primary schools. Netulinyisa tugenda ku 500, tugenda ku 2,000. When we went to 2000, we realized that some schools were not very receptive, and that's when we kind of held off on doing primary school shows, because I'm one person that likes paying his people, and if business does not make sense for my people, then we just don't do it. Good morning, Exif Info. My Obi got the Forester 2015. But he told me it uses 14 kilometers on a highway. I think it's good, but it's a good. Oh yeah, on a highway most cars actually give you good mileage on a highway, because on a highway emono kebera mugia zibera ntono zibera gia ntono. So waliwo abatamanyi yeno ngalaba tuli mu kigagga nga taitanga yokko. Okay, fine. Tuyingire wano. This is all Uganda. There are people that have never been here. Yeah? Spacio super old, 12, 13. No, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Over super, over ordinary, it's not. Me, I would advise you top up money and get a new VVTI vehicle. It's a monoken. And questions are for tomorrow, guys. Today we are just having random talks. Later mbozo, later bibuzo. Nyenga all in all, guys, tukole nnyo mulaba environment eno buli bwogiyitamu bwoti, it motivates you to actually work hard and give you and your kids an environment that makes you proud. Kati abantu beno olaba ujja basanga even their homes ziri paved bulungi nnyo. Ngudo ne bwe zibambi, it's actually a clean environment. Ababbi semanyi oba gye bali naye ababbi be Uganda babeera buli wamu. But it's a clean environment though. It's a very clean environment. Simanyi oba mbuze. I hope I'm not lost. But I've ever used this road. Ate we navugiranga Ubeno nayitangayo nnyo. Engera mpisayo ku Google Maps. Kati eno gye tuli, I'm sure tuli between Kansanga and Muyenga. Yeah, we are between Kansanga and Muyenga. Yeah, I hope your morning is good. I can't complain because I'm healthy. Healthy. Mukama omwebazanga. Nino waliyo bikomera byerere. Naye waliyo nezikiyosiki. Zikali pitizivu. But also they even have a stone quarry here. They have a sand quarry. Whatever way to turn the waliyo upande. That's a stone quarry. Guys come and get stones from that place. And yet it's in the center of town. I don't know how they bust Ojidabai. When you look at that hill there, they are getting stones from there. I don't know if I'm supposed to go this way. I suspect I'm supposed to be going this way. They never gambling in the Balams. There is even a farm in the center of town there. So if my suspicion is right, so I'm suspecting that if my suspicion is right, we are going to end up in Muyenga. I don't know why so many cars are going backwards where I'm coming from. Sibanga Ambuzi. No, I'm in the right place. We are headed to Muyenga. We are headed to Muyenga. Nenga chona chichiri bagayi bange tukole nnyo. Mukole nnyo. Let me see. You guys are going to be surprised. We are going to end up in Zambia again. Now we are in Muyenga. Yes, we are in Muyenga. Bukasa Stone Quarry. That place is called Bukasa. Nathan Sibuze. You know me, when I'm driving around town, some places in Gwakobi ngamba manyi direction inga amanya siga manyi kata I thought Bukasa is between Muyenga and Kansanga, right? Now we are in Muyenga. This can't be Bukasa. Is this still Bukasa? When I remember our school times, omwana asomera ku gali oba pichi aba munene mwe bagayi tukole nnyo. I remember that as well. I remember we were in secondary school and in high school, and one of our teachers used to ride the bicycle, a mountain bike. And then I remember there was a teacher. He was a mathematics teacher, Mr. Sekancha in Mitiana. I think he was one of the leading mathematics teachers in the district in Mitiana. And he had a Toyota Chikumi. And I can tell you, yajjanga kusomero ng'abeera munene. Ajja mu Chikumi ena agiparking out. He teaches for like 2 hours and then goes away. You get it? So he was big at that time. Nenga we unyenga avuga Toyota Chikumi. And at that time, I okuba yali like in his 30s. Because bango mukadde, but now I realized yali mukadde kiri awo. Because nange kati waliwo abanda bango mukadde. So Mr. Sekancha would come avuga his Chikumi, and he was big. Then the director of the school at that time, they were brothers. One of the brothers was driving a Karibu 4-wheel drive, and then the other brother started by driving a Kayongiza, and then they bought a double cabin. It must have been the Mitsubishi L200, yeah, and then he would be driving that. And for the guys that don't know me, in high school I was on bursary. We were on the program of Weu Mulire Yalia Moses Kalulika Suja. So now I know it wasn't really a bursary, but that's what they told us. So they would tell you that while other students are paying 350,000, 400,000, you will be paying 220. You get it? And they were helping us basically. So me, I went to bursary schools, and normally bursary schools are schools that are just starting, and they need a lot of students. So that's literally what happened. And in my school, I when parents would come to visit their kids in a car, it was big. It was big. I remember this one guy that we went to school with, and at their home they had a parking. Kati wawe ngaro parking motoka. The guys that have cars would come and park them there. So his dad would come with a different car every time they bring them to school, they come in a different car. It's now that I understand that dude would just talk to the people that parked their cars there. Na avuga na ali swagger. And then the boy that boy went to school with knew even how to drive. The dad would come and the boy would drive around the compound. You get, and that was a big deal, guys. That was a big deal. And then I remember there were people that came probably from the same village, and they came from the same village, so they had this one dad that brought all of them in a taxi. You get, he brought all of them in a taxi. They come from the same village. And then I remember there was a group of boys and girls that came from Muyenga. You guys don't know Muyenga na mulimu abavu. So this group of boys and girls came from Muyenga, and we almost thought they were brothers and sisters. They were so close. You get. So we went to such schools, and yeah, it's good memories. I think those memories help us get better. Chigozi Stanley, good morning. Environment looks safe. Yeah. Africa Karota, good morning. Chiimba Samson, good morning. Serwada John Paul. A review of Toyota Vista 1.8cc. Yes, I will do that. Sebugwao Medi, good morning. The guys that don't know where we are in Muyenga. We are in Muyenga. Now guys, are you seeing all those Ractis cars? Because they are good cars. People, Ractis is a good car. But me, I like it better than the Sienta. I remember the way by the way, those initiatives helped many people. Yeah, those initiatives really helped. At least they helped give parents hope that they could take their kids through school. Ngomza that never bataina center amanya abana bange nja kusobola okubaweerera mu mpola. Me, I remember my judge would call Kalulika Sujja. Muzukuru wange sente zibuze badde nsaba bagire kale mukubire director mugambe Kasujja agambe bagire omwana bamulekala ememogoba, and then they would not chase you, you get. So but I find that and when that program left the school, I remember a little before I was supposed to join supposed to join senior 5, my grandmother failed to get money. But then I went to the audition for the role that took me around the world, and then that's how I started traveling the world. And then I came back, then I took myself through school. You get, so the simanyi nali so this is Tankhill, I remember in my school times, we used to wake up early in the coldness and wait for the guy who had a forward truck to take us. Are you sure? Now you have reminded me, when I was in senior one, I went to a school, Katiyagara now. I went to that school, it was called Butanza, Millennium College Butanza. And in Millennium College, literally everyone was a farmer. So we would take to something that looked like a school bus, and we would take it, and we would go and fetch firewood. Nga tugendanga kumpi nga somero. Bakamba bafika bamalo yitawo. Ampiseko nga manyoba amanye moroka. Oyiso otyo omuntu ku sipindi bwotu nojja n'olemera awo. Chokola nze si saagala kuswala. So guys, now we are headed to Chibuli. Not so. Yeah, been there before. And you know these places, they look very organized. They look cleaned. I wish they cleaned all the places like this. Sengana wa feri mu kyalo bajja ne batukolera ku chorus. Made in the boss's kids in a room. Simulabi banange. JK, good morning. Ne Arthur webazo omutonzi kuba tebibadde byangu. JK byo tebibadde byangu nze nkubuulira. Tebibadde byangu. And I think that should be a motivation for like the guys that went through the kind of life that I know there are people that have gone through a worse life. I know there are people that went through a worse life, and I know nze sayina bazadde na ina jajja wange, but at least jajja wange yali innovative. Mulimu yali innovative nga atakola emikwano. Kati you can imagine a person that has a grandmother, that the grandmother is looking after them, nayenga the grandmother doesn't know how to create networks. You get it? That's because the jajja wange olumu yagendanga nasaba obuyambi. I remember primary school najiyita munga there was an organization called the Ambassadors of Hope. I don't know if it still exists. Nagezako googling and they had no lead. The Ambassadors of Hope beba yamba ko kumpeta part of by primary I think, because I remember around P5 P4 third term I think nebalekerawo. Then my auntie started taking care of me. Then my auntie died in P6, which then I'll judge anadamu na kwasaganya. You get, yeah. But those things should literally just be motivation. It's just that now when we think about those things because of the lives that we are living now, then we feel a little bit sad that we had to go through those things. But I know people that went through those things. Now those are the people that should be crying, and they should be working extra hard. My parents died when I was 2, so I cannot say that that should not have happened to me or what, because you guys have seen Sebana Chizito's grandchild crying. Tata wo mutu atwala buli kimu abagoba mu nyumba. So when your parents die, life kinda shifts. That's why I normally tell you guys, work out when you can, put on a condom when you have to, so that you live for your kids. Because bonobera toli iwo mulengedde gundi arena area wanseri, and then that new building oba chita batya. Yeah, so this is Chibuli Hospital, the one on the right, and then of course the Islamic University of Uganda. I think Asarambusazi what. Eddie Aniku, good morning. Let's work and expand our thinking earnings. I used both change a bike and motorcycle in high school. Now I need my son to drive a car himself in high school. And cut, it's not legal. Your child can only drive themselves if they're 18. But for sure, mwe umule was a real thing. My mother and sister, they studied on for some years. Your mother? She goes to Stanley. How old are you? 10, 20, 15 years? After in Muyenga, there is a ghetto called Kanyogoga, stretches up the railway to Namubongo. Kati Namu chitegeeza okuba abana abajjanga bava Muyenga baleka bavangana Namuwongo naye nga bakiyita Muyenga okuvimba. After from what I have seen, it's like most cars drink more or less the same. My friend has a paso naye kanywa. You guys, by the way, the thing that I've been telling you, okujja konga obeera nnyo mu jam, emmotoka ezisinga ziri between 8 to 17. 8 to 17. Even the Kaundo can also give you 12 kilometers. You get, according to, we bought a Kaundo with someone 2.4 liters, and he told me his Kaundo gives him 12 kilometers. And then I saw the Kaundo, the 2015 model, the one that has a Rumion engine, the 2ZR. Guy nagame more 18 kilometers per liter. Omeja Moses, sasuze muyenga, nasuze matuganze gwe mulaba. Hustle Zario. Hey. My wife has just got her driving license. Should I buy a bond car or a used car? If you can afford a bond car, get a bond car. Get a small car to start with. Don't buy a very expensive car, because Because if you buy her a very expensive car, and she starts, because she's going to scratch it. So since she's a beginner, get her a car that is not very expensive to keep on the road, that doesn't have very expensive parts like lights, bumpers and all that. Football Tribe, good morning. Omeja Moses, good morning. Kabali Moses, Arthur, did you see Chinatown? Chinatown Teina Makuru. I will go there, but from what I've seen and the reviews now, the real reviews are starting to come out. Which RS 1.3 and Vox, which one would you choose? That's a question, is for tomorrow. Movie shots tomorrow, you come with that question, I'll answer. Today is random car talk. Martha, Director Martha Academy Namamu Kono. For the love of cars People's Party, all roads shall be paved in the first 100 days. You guys, have you heard? Enako echukube zisokeza FTC People's Party. Engudo tugenda kuzikola zonna zibereko chorus zonna. Oba matuga, oba mitiyana, oba mubende, egenda kubera ngo operation. Good morning, movie shots. Good morning, Mr. Starch. How are you today? I don't know what I can be popular. Because what else are they looking for? They bade sekajam no one. What were they to me? Kati kitegeeze ne wantu ate munaku z'okusoma waba wabi nnyo. Wali eri wansi police barracks eri awo. The police barracks is down there. I'm webagambe wane PSU sicho. So kati kuba eri muli badde blocked, I think. Either ba blocking oba badde ba blocking. Bakama baffe atolowooza they are going somewhere. Twabitegedde abamu they are going to apartments kola bwenzi. I saw a video of some honorables going to chew themselves. Na ya abantu awo. Munnange bwebabeera ate ne bakuba obugombe. Which card do you recommend for me to buy her for the start? That's a question made. Leeta ekiboozi. Tugenda kuyiga okunyumya. Arthur, I remember I was at Shimon demonstration school. Na fees was like 50k. Naye nga batukuba fees. Emitwalo 5 gyadda gyali mingi. Chovola bantu kibine gye nagula $1,300,000 essaawa eno oginoonya ku 5 n'ekubula yali mpya. Now that is Chibuli naye. For sure that place makes you feel like abekireka tuli mu kyalo. Nga ku podcast eno ani asingako obuto, I mean age. Ndabyona agambye mama we yasomera ku weewumulire kubanga if your mother went to school on weewumulire bursaries, I'm her age. Kitegeeza mama we aba yakuzaala alina emyaka nga 15. Kati ate naawe oba olina 10 nga ne5. Samson nango nkanzeemu otukuboto. Stanley alike alina emyaka nga 17. Arthur, it was a typing error. I meant my brother. Oh, your brother. But the man, your mother. Arthur, people should write wills because kids can suffer when their parents die and uncles grab rich into. By the way, guys, and you guys, you writing a will does not mean you're going to die tomorrow. If you don't want to write a will, you can do a video. You can do a video. And in that video state where everything that you own is going to go. You can do a video and just say this is my will. Everything I own goes to my wife. Aba family mubyeso nywe mugende. Like me now, my family is coming to do what with my things. Yeah? To do what? To take what they have not worked for, or what to just grab. Because me, I've worked, I've collected things with Mama Aban. Which take it. Kati bajja batya bamugambe kati vambi bintu bya Muganda waffe ngabani. Ngabani. Nze kiramo sikimaze. Oromanchi maze. The building under construction is Mistil Hotel near Arena Mall. Oh, that's Mistil. Aishu, ambade manyinda ngera kide kizimbe ekiri wala. So now guys, this is industrial area actually. Katuli mu industrial area. Tetugenda kudansa ambya. Katugende tuyite ku Nasa. Kana beri watambula. Manyiyo nawe akubaza. Wajja kutambula lwa mpaka eggulo kajjamu katukutemu wali eri ku saawa ya Queen. if I get a chance to pass Nasa Road, kampite ku Nasa Road. This is mukwano yetu, tutunide mukwano. But when I'm not using a car daily, I don't consider fuel consumption. Hey, by the way, bato jikozesa bulina kwa mafuta ogavaako. Aba Antonio wali oba President Antonio abadde ku mirimu mitongole, simanyi oba yakomyewo. Naye nga kyemmanyi wonna waddira bw'ati ojja kuba omulaba. Okay, manye enguudo z'e Kampala, when you're entering the road, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, the inexperienced people will crush you if you're not careful. Did you guys see the lady who was gifted the Nissan double cabin? Shell helped her with full year service and gas. Oyo mukazi kati guno omwaka bw'ataakikube ajja kubaaliko ekirala. Kubaka baba muwadde service ya mwaka mulamba nga bamuwadde n'amafuta ga mwaka mulamba. That's a good thing. Kitegeeza bamutaddemu miliyoni zaabwe nga 10 kale. Yita mu town, Mukwano Road has some good jam. Wano olaba Mukwano Road wakalu tewaliwo ka jam. People's life stories continue to teach me gratitude for my life. We thank God for where he brought Arthur from. May you continue to go very far. Amen, amen. And you guys, my story is not sad. My story is not sad. My high school best friend yafa, but his story was sad. Tata we yali mulamu. His father was alive. Ninga guy nabanyumiza batugobanga fees n'agenda ewaabwe ekawempe wajjajjaawe n'asanga nga teri sente nga n'ekyokulya teri, n'atambuza ebigere. Then he would go to the taxi park, grab a taxi. He would not have transport. Nga taxi bwetuuka weeyimirira okumpi n'essomero ng'addukamu buddusi nga taata we mulamu. Nga there is no way the father would say your mwana si wange, because he looked exactly like the father. Like the day he died, we went to bury him. I looked at the father and he was the spitting image of the boy. But the guy did not, after senior 5, after senior 6, and even at senior 6, yate ku senior 6 yasasula na sente yagenda nga n'alima, because he was a talented boy mu drama. So he would go to representing a somero. He would, in plays, he would literally be the best. Ochitegera ngenda sarambusa sigena na kuita kunasa kansale mutu iteri waggulu. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. His dad was alive, and instead of looking after the kids he was busy having kids with other women. So his story was sad. Like in the sari bulungi nnyo, but Kato would tell us stories, and I feel lucky that I am who I am. And I those times I would feel lucky my grandmother is there. You get? Because for me, nga batugoba fees nenkubira jajja nakubira HM nze nensigala. But for him, nga ne jajja we talina simu. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying. So waliwo abantu abamu ne babonaabona mu kusoma, ne babonaabona in adulthood paka bwafa. That was my friend. He never had any sort of happiness. Ochitegeera. And some sufferings actually. Bijja lw'abazadde baffe. Nti in primary omwana abona omuvubuka yali mugezi. He was super talented. And the guys, normally when I tell you guys nze ngenda kubeera n'abaana babiri sijja kwongerako. That's one of the motivation I got. Because ngandaba kyekikuongeza okuzaala abaana abalala nga ne boolina tosobola kubalabirira. And that's what African men do. Abeera n'abaana nga tasobola balabirira n'asigala ng'azaala. Katonda yatugamba tuzaale twale. And then there is this thing that you people tell yourselves, China has developed because it has a big population. China has developed because it has a big population of educated people. But African parents keep giving birth to kids that they can't even take through school, not even high school, not even A-levels, not even diploma. And they expect to develop at the same rate as China simply by having children. But my friend Oyonga akunyumiza ebintu n'otya. There is a time, I told you this story, there is a time he ran out of the taxi and the conductor chased him. And he grabbed him, brought him back to the taxi, and they drove him up to the taxi park. They grabbed his bag ne bagisigaza. The good thing for him, he had an auntie who was a nurse, who was a doctor, I think. at the Mitiana hospital. So that time we bamukwata and they grabbed his things, he went to his auntie when was sent. And the auntie was a sister to the father. You get, so the boy went through school because of the grandmother and mother. I think the auntie was a sister to the mother. And then in secondary, in A levels, he was strictly on full bursary because he was a talented boy and he was a performer. So there are kids that have gone through school like that, and their stories are sad. My story is not even sad. Me, it's a story of circumstance. It's a story of, I would say it's a story of choice. Right now, if you go and have unprotected sex with someone and you get hepatitis B or HIV and you die in the next 5 years and your kids suffer, it will be something of choice. If you get HIV and you refuse to take your tabs or your medicine to manage the illness and your kids suffer because you died, your kids will be suffering because you made that choice. You get, if you have the money to buy a border or to buy a car and you stick to borders and you get an accident that takes away your legs, it will be a choice. Yes, even in cars, because I've seen people ngabegumya tinemu moroka accident zibamu. Yes, nemu moroka accident zibeeramu, but accidents moroka ebiseera ebisinga ojja kwesanga era bwebera choice nti omuntu yavuziza kimama, it's obvious nti omuntu oyo nedda naye avuga bubi. Like guys, me, I was at campus, I used to drive badly. I don't even know how I survived naddukange motoka because yali ya manual, and when you have just learned how to drive a manual car, you don't know how to drive manual cars slow. So mvuga speed, but I never got a fatal crash where I killed someone or where I myself died or even got a serious injury. And I was young, 21, because I bought that car when I was 20. You get, and for all that time I never got I never caused or got a serious injury, yet the cars got spoiled. So right now I want you to think about it. If you have the money to buy a car, go ahead and buy a car so that you keep yourself safe for your kids. For your kids, not for you. Right now I figured that me as Arthur, ebintu ebisinga byenkola mbikolera baana bange. Saagala abaana bange bayite mu bulamu bwe nayitamu. Sikyagalira ddala. But anyway, guys, let's work hard. That's something that I wanted us to talk about today, because eglobe nalabye omwana wa high school nga yevuga yavudde mu class nga mulaba najja n'akasawo ke nagulawo kapaso ke n'asulamu ebitabo bye. And then there is another one that had a driver bamuleta mu Tuareg n'agamba driver vaayo, driver n'avaayo, guy ne omwana ne yevuga ne beeyongerayo. So guys, we need to really work hard. Mulekerayo byokulowooza nti I've seen people that say mbu abaana abangi baleeta essanyu. Ssanyu ki? Abaana abangi baleeta ssanyu ki? Abaana baleeta essanyu nga balina ekyokulya nga balabika bulungi nga tebalwala ng'osobola obatwala mu masomero amalungi. Okitegeera? Nze mbabuulira ne bw'abeera omu naye ng'osobola omuwa ebirungi byakola ki byeyeetaaga nga teweetetenkanya nnyo ate kisukkiridde, because omuntu alina omwana omu bw'abeera yeetetenkanya kati kubamu akafaananyi ng'alina bana. Good morning, Council Patrick Asiku. But I hope you guys are doing well. It's a random car talk Thursday. Abebibuuzo byonna mubireete nkya sigenda kuddamu kibuuzo n'ekimu. Tomorrow we ask questions about anything. Dr. Jonathan ngenda mujjukiza atu appointment ajje ebibuuzo byammwe byonna abatannaba bibuuzo mugende mu community tabs, waliwo we nateeka post ne mbagamba mbuuze ebibuuzo byemwagala tubuuze doctor. So you put your question there, Dr. Jonathan will answer. Ono investor asale kubo nga tatunudde left and right yasomerawa, because I remember labo mutamivu addugadde yenna oba agudde mwala gwawa kati akuhari amukalaba ako kagulenga kali mu engineer room yono ojja kweyagala tuzedara tikanywa naye ka milioni ndoza 7.5 ka milioni 7.5 kati waliwo abantu abatalina nga ne bwe mba 7.5 ozina togula muruka ya 7.5 especially if you don't have cash flows. When you soka kukola cash flows olyoka ogule emmotoka ya million eziwera okusuka million. Actually me I figure okugula emmotoka esuka million asatu wadde osooka n'okola ku cash flows ate ez'amaanyi. Why am I saying 30 is because right now even if it is 25, even if it is 25 kati kitegeeza emmotoka ey'asatu rumiyoni zirimu asatu mu kati awo bala miliyoni asatu kati barakale gule emmotoka y'emiliyoni 25 bw'oba osazeewo okugula mpya sooka okole ku cash flows, serious cash flows okitegeera. But it's random cat talk Thursday. I hope the talk has encouraged someone somewhere. When I share those stories somehow, of course kati amaaso n'amaaso gannuma, that's why they are a little bit red if you can see through my glasses. Njagala genda Mengo naye Mengo line ya amaanyi. My eyes are delicate, sagala malaga gatwala anywhere, so I want to go to Mengo because Mengo is literally the place for eyes. My grandmother yagenda ne bamukola eriiso ne balisumulula, yagenda ne basumulula eriiso ne baliddamu ne balikola operation. She needed glasses before bakola amaaso ge nga takyetaaga galumini kati takyeyazeetaaga. Abashimoni nga muvudde wala. As kunalia S St. Peter's at the time 2010 tuition was 1.2, S1 S3 boarding at 2 million to Nicholas Starch, you are not from this category. Olinga bajeke Starch kubanga sebu negoli wa mwaka choyinzo oyogera 1.2 nga wasoma last year kubanga last year 1.2 is okay. When I went to Chitebi, because part of my prime was Chitebi. Yeah, I actually came back after my auntie died. After my auntie died, I came back to Chitebi, where it's where I did my P7, and I don't know ndoza wenda koma watu tusasule emitwalo ng'etaano be na kitundu awo oba mukaaga okitegeera. But that was 2002 because I remember I did senior 1 in 2003. Mini Cooper, I'm putting the Mini Cooper video now. It started uploading at night. The internet ya Uganda mujimanyi wenzu kide kusawa 10 nga it's at 50%. I had to fold the laptop and come and head out. We used to pay 35k at East Kololo Primary School, but my dad would pay like in 4 installments. Growing up was a real challenging. Name of a guy tukole nnyo tubenga tetusasula installments. Tukole nnyo obo you work for a corporate company, oba you have your own business, oba bakukozesa mu business entono, obo eri muyiribi, mukole nnyo and strive to keep alive. Wota ina kulinya taxi, tolinya taxi. I mean wota ina kulinya boda, tolinya boda. Take a taxi. Onsegera bobo sobola ogula yakamotoka akagule and keep safe, because what the tugamba nti endwadde zitta abantu. Some of the diseases that kill people are the non-communicable diseases are not killing people that much. Move ku cancer bichi because cancer yo is obutamu avoiding, and that's why you work hard to create cash flows, then you make a will to make sure your kids are safe and all that. Okitegera naye tukole nnyo. I group there up there, and those are my areas banda where you get it in area. Group Chris Fitness Rubura. Exactly. Me, I don't find your story sad because it's most of us pass through okuleka bajeki travel life vlog. But back in the day, Shimoni was a high standard level. Shimoni diadi dene. Now we used to have real students who were like as if they were mistreated by their parents. Yet not. Nga he comes from school and they go sell kasoli on the road at Zwenda bobwana nga butunda kasoli ku street mpulira nga njagala tugenda tube ku bazadde baabo. Omuzadde oyinza omusanga nga ali waka yebase akana kali mu kutunda pani. I also remember we had fellows who used to be in football bursary. Habana ba bursary z'omupiira. Nenga the guy comes with literally only books without a pen even. Antonio Random Things VIP president for the love of Kazi People's Party. Michael Muonge, good morning. Because Arthur, instead buying our children cars, priority should be skilling them extensively, that even without getting jobs, they can create jobs for themselves. Nicholas, the other alternative would be for us to create businesses where our kids can work. Ontegera, create a business that is generational where your kids will come and work and make it better than what you can do. What car does Arthur drive? Israel. Zembuga kabitizi. But investor bennaku zino. Bayina ebizibu baleke. They even learned Uganda. Truthfully, I see people gifting students iPhone 14. Why don't you set up something for them and they would get Nino Stanley omuzadde agulira omwana iPhone 14 aba ine ettooke aba teri muzadde ate yetetenkanya sobola kugwira mwana iPhone 14 taliyo Shimoni fees in 1998 was 35k kitegeeza twali mugundi yemu kitegeeza nange wonna the most mom paid school fees was 500,000 at Chibuli SS. I did my USE in 2002. True, we need to have money. But guy, kamba sibule. Munzikize mbasibule mangu. Ngende nyina ka meeting mangu. Nyina meeting mangu. Kansubire tunyumizamu. Era you 50 minutes have not gone there just like that. Njabala bencha ku question Friday. Kansomeko wano kumanja bane mwe bali namwe abali mukamole. I don't take it for granted timwera bira nkola pre-purchase inspection. If you're going to buy a car and you need to get a car in good condition, you need to get a good deal. I'm your man, I'm your guardian angel. I come with a mechanic and we make sure that you get a good car at your budget. I charge a small fee of 450,000 shillings. That money covers a full day of inspection in the Kampala CBD. Ezo sente zikavaring amafuta gatutamuza okulaba options emmotoka zisasula makanika zisasula nange obudde bwange. And sometimes tukulayo ne kumenyebwa nga tuli mu jaamu ne tulyako ffenna ku sente ezo z'obompadde okitegeera naye nga abasigadde nga bampa emirimu gya pre-purchase inspection. Thank you very much. N'abangulako tracker ne alarm mwebale nnyo zikyaliwo nnyonnyo nasigaza radio Android emu yokka ajagala ojja n'oginona ya mitwalo 55 including installation. Yes guys, Muyombya Mark, Patrick Rio Poultry Farm, Pade Mugalasi Joshua Mix Farm, Triple M, Hashim, Ronald Muchwa, Tusime Eddie, Omeja Moses, Paul Sema VIP, Morad K Momo VIP, Travel Live Vlog, John's Info, Asire, Oza Mosantu, Nathan, Jessica Ja, Tumuhimbise Ivan Jr., Jonathan Semuanga, S. Zach, Edwin Mugirwa, Exiv Info, Mugura Tif, Serada John Paul, Chigozi Stanley, Nicolas Sebulime, Musema Saddam, Africa Karota, Chiimba Samson, Serada John Paul, Sebugwao Medi, JK of course, Eddie Aniku, Kabali Moses, Football Tribe UG, Movie Shots, Toddy Ronald, Chiimba Samson, Mulio Sebamaziyo, ntandise kati ogaddamu olwo. By Promoter, Chris Fitness Dubulwa, Antonio Random Things VIP President for the Love of Cars People's Party. Tubagambye munako ekikube soka eza for the love of cars mu ntebe engudu zonna tugenda batuzikoze. Watugenda kikola tutanange simanyi. Michael Chris Muwonge, Lioness Travels, Mukisa Israel, Jay Sekaja, Kisa Mashadrak. I have a friend who is a head teacher of one of the big schools in Masindi here. He got a serious accident on a border, yet he has a car just because the border is not expensive. Show your car, please. No, Israel, I don't do that. Andrew 256, nabali mukamuli amala. I don't take it for granted, guys. Mulete minu mja pre-purchase inspection. Ba abani banywa matakati mula byolugendo lweyongedeko lwevuga kumacha. Netagananga amafuta. Mukama bampero mukisa, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And your story doesn't define you. Your story definitely doesn't define you. Things can turn around. Yeah? You just have to work on yourself. And I figure it's important for you to figure out what your talents are. And if you can exploit your talents to make them work for you, go ahead and do. I think all my life I've exploited my talents and made them work for me. And I think that's how my life has improved from the story that you guys have had to where I am. May the good Lord bless you. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.